2002 Mitsubishi Eclipse has a bad starter. So what we've done so far off camera was get the heat shield off, and it's pretty straightforward. I'm going to leave it off. There is 4 12mm bolts. You can see the 2 pads there. Those are the ones for the lower side. You can unplug the O2 sensor, pull it off of this clip that's here, and it mounts right up here on this tab, and that's the wire for it. So you slide the wiring harness through the O2 sensor hole that's there, and you can get it the rest of the way off of there without having to take the O2 sensor out. Next on the list is taking the heat shield off for the starter. I do have the battery disconnected because I don't want any shocky shocks. So far I've taken the 2 8mm off the front. There's one just there and one down below. Now we have a 14mm down there. You can see the socket sticking off of it there. You want to go ahead and get that off. It's a deep socket with a long reach swivel head icon from Harbor Freight. I'll get that off and come right back. Well, that heat shield is an absolute terror to get out of there. I still haven't gotten it out, and I don't know how to get it out. Every time I get it to a point where it looks like it'll go, it binds up. Try to come out this way. Well, it's caught up on the wiring harness and everything else. That may be the route that I have to go out with it, but I'm probably going to have to take that bolt out and get that wiring harness out of the way. Well, that was the way. I pulled the wiring harness out and slid it straight up through this hole here. Hey, next up, we got to take off the happy wire. You reach through right here, and you can see it right there. I can't really make out exactly how it comes off of there, but it says push, so we're going to push. Push did nothing. Where am I supposed to push at? Man, that wiring harness is tight. I don't know yet. Let's go on ahead and move off to this part of it. This is the starter hot. Sweating profusely. That looks to be maybe a 13mm. That's a 12. Let's see, we got a 12 on our 3/8 drive. We're going to try an extension. Alright, we've got our wire broke loose. Not exactly the easiest spot to access when you have meat sausages for fingers. Well, alright, that's off of there. Now, how do we get this one off? I don't want to break it, but I also need it to get off of there. Yeah, pushing it does nothing. I'm gonna go get a pick. Alright, sorry for the weeble wobble, but I'm back. Let's see if we can get this hook inside of there. Pop that little clip up. Well, gotta be very gentle with it, because if you break it, you might not have your happy wire anymore. Okay, so that's not working either. So maybe I push on this part. Oh, I'll be dipped. Okay, be right back. Okay, so this next part's going to be hard to see, but I'll try my best. There's a bolt right here. That's the top bolt for the starter. And the bottom one is up under this wiring harness right here. But you can't even see it. I can see it, but you're not going to be able to see it. So I'm going to get my 14 mil in there on this icon here and go ahead and take those two bolts out. Alright, the ratchet didn't fit in there. There's a line, two lines actually, that were right here, right in the way. So I grabbed a 14 mil gear wrench. Anyhow, I'm in the process of bidding another job as well as working at the same time. So a 14 millimeter wrench that has the bent end. You get both of them with it because it keeps you away from everything else. You'll probably want to work it out little by little, more especially if you're just using a wrench, because the bolts will end up running into the transmission lines that go over the top of the transmission, and then on the bottom you can't even see what you're doing, so you have to do your judgment there. Well, that old funky thing's off of there. It comes out the same hole right here where the heat shield came out of. So I went on Scamazon and I bought another starter. Let me get it open. I'm pretty sure this starter is not new, and it's absolutely not the starter that I bought. I didn't buy CarQuest. This is Advanced Auto Parts. So what I'm going to do is take it to AutoZone and test it and see if it's the right starter. I'm pretty sure it's going to be the right starter, but I'm going to see if it works. If it works, then I'll use it. But I'm also getting my money back because that's not what I bought. Alright, so the starter that was in the box is the one that's installed on the engine. I may very well still put this heat shield back on even though it looks like poop, because it holds the wiring harness for the O2 sensor, although the wiring harness for the O2 sensor could literally be put anywhere else. I tested the starter 4 times. The starter tested good all 4 times. So somebody obviously sent a used starter back and had another issue with their vehicle. So it works out in my favor because this starter is like $140 at Advanced Auto Parts. And I got it for $42. So we're going to go ahead and finish putting some of this together and see how she starts. For now, I just wrapped the O2 sensor wire around the throttle cable. I think that's the throttle cable. Should be the throttle cable. It comes from inside the vehicle. And we're going to put the hot back on there. Grab our 10 millimetric. She's right here. We also have to put that wiring harness back on the back side of the power steering pump. Alright, she's toying like a toy guy. Be right back. Got the old Mitsu keys. Sit on down in here and lean the seat back a little bit since I don't want to whack my head on the ceiling. Alright, let's see if she starts. I'll be dipped. It's pretty good. Started like it's supposed to. Got a lot of cleaning up to do in here, but this old girl's going up for sale. Thanks for watching.